Kitchen with Rob, and today we're going to be making prime rib encrusted
in horseradish.
Very exciting. Now, can you explain what encrusted means and how we go about it?
Well, encrusted actually means what you're using on the outside to hold in the juice, and the prime rib actually absorbing the flavor from what you're putting on there.
Okay.
Encrusting will get hard. It will break off, so it's not going to affect any of the way that it looks. Okay. It's just the seasonings we're using to flavor the prime rib.
Okay. So you just have a big prime rib,
which are usually 12 to 14 pounds.
Oh, wow, okay.
Basically, you're salt and peppering the outside, and the way I done it today was with a horseradish. We're just simply taking horseradish all over the outside of it, pushing it down, and it actually cooks to the prime rib. The fat from the prime rib, which is where the flavor comes from, absorbs the horseradish, the salt, and the pepper, and it gives the whole loin flavor of whatever you encrust it with.
Okay.
You could actually use anything. You could Cajun it. You could do Oriental. You could put Chinese stuff on it. It isn't going to matter. The meat will pick up the flavor of whatever's on the outside.
Now, how long would you have to? It just depends on the size of the meat. How long you would put it in the oven?
Well, I think most people, if they were doing a prime rib at home, it's going to be the same size. You want to sear it first, which is 500 to 600 degrees, 15 to 20 minutes until the outside actually starts to blacken.
Okay.
And then you're going to turn it down, and I usually cook mine at a 150 for a couple of hours. Great. After you've seared it for 20 to 25 minutes.
Okay.
Once the outside encrusts, the fat will suck out the flavor of whatever's in there.
Okay.
So the more you sear it, the better it's going to be.
Okay. At a 150, so.
At a 150, yes.
You're talking a while.
Cooking it for at least 2 hours afterwards, which should bring it to a mid-rare, 12 to 14 pounds. Okay. Would bring it to a mid-rare after 2 hours. Now, for some people, they like to cook it longer, so you just drop your temperature and let it go. Okay. You can actually cook them overnight.
Wow.
At 100 degrees in your own oven at home. I've done it. Home ovens aren't as good as the ones we have, but it will still give you the same thing.
Okay.
But the idea is, however it's going to taste, that's what's going to happen.
Okay. So let's take a look at that. And you don't necessarily eat it with the encrusted on, right?
What I found is most people usually eat around the edges anyway.
Yeah.
They eat the middle out of it, and the outside stays, because that's where all the fat is.
Yeah.
Haven't really run across anybody that eats a lot of fat yet. So that's kind of keeping it going. But what you want is, you want the outside black.
Okay.
Not a whole black, but a basic black. Because if you're feeling it, if you stick your hand on there, you feel it feels like it's breaking off now. Yeah. All this is going to come off anyway. Okay. So that's basically all that is. And it comes right off.
So that's the hardened horseradish.
That's the hardened horseradish.
You just pressed it all in there. And
yep. And the fat from the prime actually sucks in the flavor of everything that's on the outside. Okay. 2 hours at 150 will bring you to a mid-rare. The more to the center you go, the more rare it's going to be. Just because the ends are always going to cook quicker. So at the end you're looking at a medium, and the further you go inside, this is a mid-rare.
So whatever anybody wants.
Definitely. You can, if somebody's going rare, you can go straight to the middle, and hopefully it's rare.
Yeah.
Before we cut it. And it most definitely is very rare in the center. Now, how do you take yours?
Medium rare right
Medium rare. We'll cut you a center one. You notice the crust comes right off.
Yeah.
You notice the salt and pepper is still on the outside. You don't want the horseradish on the outside. I don't know too many people that can stand the horseradish.
That is a big cut of meat too.
That is about an that's our 18 ounce.
Wow.
You could pull that off for me. I always use this on a char grill, which you should use at home anyway. It's a quick, where you don't have to worry about things burning or sticking. Now, the reason I mark them on the grill is so that they look a little more edible. Okay. It doesn't look like a raw piece of meat being thrown on the grill. I'm not cooking it on the grill. I'm simply putting a mark on it. So if you order it in a certain way, I like to mark things. I like to have a nice little diamond, little pattern, somewhat where it looks like we actually put a little more time and effort into the way that it looks.
Okay.
Because most people eat with their eyes.
Yeah, absolutely.
When it comes out, if it looks good,
yep.
if it looks worth eating,
You're so
they're
right.
going to try it.
Absolutely.
And God forbid, sometimes it may not taste all that good, but it was good. It looked very good.
Good.
Once it gets marked, you'll notice the marks on it. The way we serve ours, they will always be marked.
Okay.
And yours is a mid-rare. Doesn't take long because it comes out basically the same way. The way ours will be served, if I can find one, always the same every single time. The au jus simply goes over the prime, which keeps it warm and moist. Extra on the side, and then whatever you want as a side item comes with that.
That's phenomenal.
Now, if you want to hold that, I will grab you a new knife and you can taste it and tell me what you think. That the prime rib is actually cut to order when you order it. It's not cut off the loin until you actually tell the server that's what you want.
It is so tender.
It will be very tender. It will be cooked the way you want it.
Oh, wow.
Hopefully it'll taste good.
You always say that, but it's always good.
Well, you never know. Everybody's tastes are different.
Man. Okay. This is my favorite. This is so incredibly good. You've got to get out here and have some of this. This is so good.
Well, that is our #1 seller.
Is it?
It's our #1 seller.
And can if they don't want to get the 18 ounce, they can get a smaller?
9 ounce.
A 9. That's perfect. Wow. Because this is as big as the plate.
Definitely.
This is
As
so
I said,
juicy.
the owner firm believes if you come here and eat, you are to be full when you leave.
Yeah.
And he has no issue with any of that.
You can taste the spices and everything in the juice of the meat. It's phenomenal.
That's
The horseradish is, I can't believe it's coming through, but it is.
it definitely comes through.
Yeah. Oh, wow. This is great. This is, oh, wow.
Probably could have went a little more.
No, I love it. This is like, this is better than the filet, I think. Yeah. I can't believe it. And filet is my absolute favorite.
Like I said, I look forward to people coming down. And like I said, Bo is usually here 80, 90% of the time. He is more than willing if anybody ever wants to come back and they just want to take a look at the kitchen. Yeah, I don't think he has any issue at all with anybody coming back just to want to look, preferably with a manager with them, just to make sure as far as safety goes. But as far as anybody walking back just to see the kitchen or to see how we actually do things, I invite them to.
That's great. It'll be hot back here.
It's definitely going to be warm.
Thank you so much for visiting us here at Catmandu Restaurant. And this was Cooking with the Cat.